Hey guys, it's Aditya with Inspire Advantage, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to choose the best letters of recommendation for your application. Whether you're applying to medical school, PA school, or even residencies, letters of recommendation are an important part of your application that may set you apart from the other thousands of applicants that your programs might be sifting through. Now, you might be asking yourself, just how important are the letters of recommendation to my application? For that, let's look at some data. For example, the National Residency Matching Program, or the NRMP, sends a yearly survey out to all program directors of residency programs to see which parts of the application they most look at. Especially for determining the personal characteristics of an applicant, 85.1% of program directors endorse the letters of recommendation as being important. This was even higher than the endorsement for personal statements that each applicant has to write. Therefore, having exceptional letters of recommendation can really set you apart as an applicant that not only has the academic strength, but also the personal characteristics to succeed in a program. Typically, programs will want to see about 3 to 5 letters of recommendation, and these give the programs an opportunity to look at you as more than just a resume, to see you as a whole person. Sometimes, programs may ask for specific recommenders, for example, a professor from the arts and humanities, or a professor from your latest science course. Be sure to check the specific requirements of your program to make sure you're not missing out on the specific letters that they're asking for. So here are my starting 3 tips for how to choose the best letters of recommendation. Number 1, make sure that your letters complement the messaging of your application. It would be a good idea to think, what type of personal characteristics is my application giving off? Once you're able to identify the types of qualities that you're hoping someone will see in your application, it would be a good idea to choose letter writers that would be able to talk about the same things. Let's say, for example, you're applying to PA school and you really want your application to showcase the fact that you really value one-on-one meaningful interactions. It would be a good idea to find letter writers that will be able to speak to that quality. Number 2, be sure to identify the most important activities in your application and make sure to identify a supervisor from those activities to write a letter. For example, if your application is big into research, you should probably have a letter of recommendation from the professor that runs the lab you're working in. If your application is really centered around volunteering, you should definitely have a letter from a supervisor that's seen you during those volunteering activities. And finally, number 3, be sure to give enough time for your recommenders to write the letters. The absolute minimum amount of time you should be giving someone to write a letter is about 2 weeks. However, I'd recommend giving them closer to 1 to 2 months. Life happens to everyone, and you don't want to be in a situation where the deadline's coming up and one of your recommenders wasn't able to get to the letter yet. When you're about to request your letters of recommendation, there might be a couple things that would be good to include with the initial email. For example, if you're asking a professor that mainly knows you through a lecture setting, it might be a good idea to include your CV or your resume. This can be as easy as writing at the bottom of the email, "I'm attaching a CV or a resume for you to review if you need. Let me know if you need anything else." And this brings up a good secondary point. Try to have your resume or your CV updated by the time you're about to ask for these letters, because more times than not, you may be ending up sending these with the initial email. Well guys, I hope this video was helpful in trying to understand how to choose the best letters of recommendation. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys tune in for some more videos.